Paul, can you hear me?
Now I have you.
All right, there we go. There we go. All right, we are live. We're live in pre-show on Streaming Idiot
Nice.
Show. And it was a piece of cake getting here. I mean, it was just no problem at all, right? No problem at
Oh
all.
man, almost 2 hours of troubleshooting there,
No,
but
it's
we
not
made it.
troubleshooting. That's the tech check. Tech check.
That was one of the
And
bigger slash longer tech checks of my career.
yeah. I got you. I've been the same way. All right, let's see. I need to find another monitor here for this stuff because we're doing a monitor capture of, oh, we could do a screen. No, we didn't do a monitor capture. All right. So let's get rid of that. 1 second. Hey, folks, sorry about this. Sometimes you just have to do what you can do. So let's see. Paul, if you want to, if you can figure out a way to get into to a browser that doesn't cover up something else important, you can go to easternshorebroadcasting.com and go to the live page and see the chat. Because we've got Michael there and Gunnar and Kyle and Griswold Sports. That must be Kyle's outfit. Kyle is with the Griswold school system in, Kyle, is that Wisconsin? And Jesper, and who else? John is here. Hey, John, I got your call. Sorry, I was setting up for the show today when you called. Couldn't get it. And Sam from Mississippi, and Daniel from Sweden, and Eastern Connecticut. Oh, sorry about that, Kyle. I had Kyle in the whole wrong section of the country. I just knew it was up there somewhere. Those folks from Alabama, we're just like up there somewhere. All right, Paul, are
Tom,
you
where am I
getting
going? I'm going to easternbroadcasting.com. Is that what you said?
Eastern Shore Broadcasting.com
Oh, Eastern
or
Shore. There it is.
streamingidiots.com, either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's find this vMix Social. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Sorry, guys, I don't have your chat here. So if you're watching without the chat, I'm just reading off things from different people. So, yeah. So how many of you guys have
Here we go.
upgraded to vMix 28? Raise your hand if you've upgraded to vMix 28. Paul hasn't yet upgraded to vMix 28 because we didn't want to do it right before the show. But
No.
Paul, it's got the telestrator in there. So you need to teach your kids how to do that for the sports shows. So you can
I
draw
can't
on the
wait for that.
screen. Yes, it's going to be awesome. All right,
Yeah,
so we're still in
very, very
pre-show.
excited.
And Paul, you want to tell them what we've been doing for the last 2 hours?
Oh, let's see. It started off with I was all set up. I was all ready. And Tom sent me the vMix call, which should have been as simple as putting in a password and hitting connect. And every time we did that, it just simply disconnected. So we were trying to figure that out for, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe more.
You
And
know what we
then
should have done? We should have plugged the PC into
what?
a different jack.
So we thought
Anyway,
it obviously a network issue because right now I'm on the laptop that Tom sold me, and we tried through Wi-Fi, it worked, and then I plugged it in through an Ethernet through another port, and it worked perfectly fine there. So I don't know.
go figure. I mean,
Yeah,
just go figure. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
And so,
audio. So it was about 2 hours.
the reason why we wanted to get the two machines, number one, the PC wouldn't connect to vMix, and the laptop would. So we thought, okay, well, we'll just let the,
Good afternoon. If you're still in the building, here's a little ditty for you.
Paul's obviously at the school and has no
There was
control
no
over the
students
audio in
today.
his background.
No. All right, it's over.
So we thought, well, we'll just take the screen from the PC and bring it into the laptop with vMix Desktop Capture. But vMix Desktop Capture requires both machines to be on the same network. And so we spent a lot of time trying to get them on the same network, and then we couldn't do that. And I was just about to give up. No, I really wasn't. I had 3 more
I,
ideas. And I said, why
I
don't we
I
just,
was ready to give up.
you were ready to give up. Okay, well, I
Yeah.
saved you. And so we're actually, we're doing a vMix call to Paul's laptop, and then I've got a TeamViewer connection to his desktop, and we're going to display that while he shows you what's going on with his PC. So we have gone all the way around the world twice to get 2 feet away, essentially. Yeah. We'll get this figured out. But Paul, you're with Sheffield Schools in Sheffield, Ohio, and you teach middle school and high school video production. Now, I applaud you for video production for high schoolers, and I think you're cray-cray for video production for middle schoolers. If anybody has a middle schooler, has ever taught school or done any kind of youth ministry with middle schoolers, you know that their little minds are just like, who knows what? They're in between kid and semi-adult. Anyway, Paul, tell us about what you do and how you do it and all that kind of stuff.
Let's see. So I started about 3.5 years ago. I actually started off as an intervention specialist for about the first 7 years. I started off as like middle school and then a high school intervention specialist, and then just decided to get my master's in classroom technology, and kind of perfect place, perfect time. Walked into the studio job about 3.5 years ago. So my day starts off with, it's really first period. We're the middle school show. So we got about 45 minutes, realistically less than that, because the show is the last 5 minutes. So we got 40 minutes to prep and get everything we need to get in. And then we go live in front of the whole middle school at about, I think it's about 8:19. So we get to school at about 7:35, 7:40-ish. So it is, I mean, the kids are half asleep. I go, hey, we got to go. so we do that. And then go ahead.
How many kids have you got?
Let's see. First semester about like 12. Right now I got about 14 or 15.
Okay.
So
and how many duties have you got the production divided into?
It is, I mean, it's close to everyone having their own little job. I mean, sometimes I pair people together depending, like I send people out in the hallway. They do hallway segments, they pre-record it, and then they edit it, and we use WeVideo editing software.
Okay.
And then I usually do it like the next day, because it takes time to go out in the hallway, record, and then, bring it back into full edit production and then put it into the vMix. So, that's a job in itself between 2 people. And then, you got one person doing the switcher, you got one person doing director, you got one person doing camera zoom ins, teleprompter, audio, and then you got we actually put 6 people on camera because we have 3 different cameras. So it's 2, 2,
wow.
and 2.
And these are middle schoolers. Show. Holy cow.
Oh, they love
crazy.
it. The middle schoolers love it. They eat this stuff up. They half the time they're bringing ideas to me, Tom. I mean, I'm just like, hey, let's do it. Let's try it. What do we got to lose? That's only live.
Oh, that's great. So we're in February, and have you been working with these same kids since the beginning of this semester, or since the beginning of the school year?
That's a great question. So how it works is, so it's the 8th graders who run the show. However, 7th grade, they take the class. It's like we call it the intro to video production. So they take actually last year it was a whole year long. This year I wanted to get more kids involved, so I split it up by semester. So, 9 weeks per quarter, so I get 18 weeks with these kids now. Really the first half of the class is video editing and learning everything. And then the second quarter of the class is just learning all the equipment and doing practice shows. And then I pretty much pick the best of the best, but it's usually a fair majority of everybody gets a turn.
Uh-huh. So the morning kids are hand selected.
Pretty much, yeah. So when they're in 6th grade, I go to the 6th grade teachers. I go, listen, I need a list of kids who might be interested in this. So I do a little pre-recruiting, just so I try to get the best of the best, and I try to stack the deck a little bit.
Is this something the kids want to do?
It's hard. Oh yeah, it's definitely growing. I mean, it's on a wait list now almost. Like my high school show, which is the big show, prime time. After 3.5 years, I've never had a waiting list, and now after this past upcoming year, people are waiting to get in. So it's getting a little harder. And I see these kids in the hallways, and they're like, Mr. Ferg, why didn't you pick me? I go, just keep signing up. And, eventually when you're a senior, it'll probably turn into a junior, senior class. Right now I have freshmen through seniors from my high school, but
Mr. Ferg, I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
So
So
that's awesome. I mean, and it having been in the classroom unofficially as kind of the vMix guy helping the teachers learn the technology, I had an opportunity to observe the kids. And boy, could you just tell who the leaders were, because they just popped out. They just couldn't help themselves. And you could tell who the
yeah,
ones that were, really introverted and would prefer to be kind of in the background, not be seen, but but still be involved. And it was like, they just
yes.
put little stickers on their foreheads and said, I'm a leader, I'm inverted, I prefer tech stuff, I prefer on camera, I can tell jokes. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing.
It's a fact. I mean, I've talked to other video production teachers, and they sometimes they force everybody to go on camera. And if I did
Yeah.
that, I would probably lose some of my best students. I mean, I've had a kid who he's ran the switcher since 8th grade, and he's a junior now. I mean, I think I've mentioned to you about him. He
Yeah.
knows more than me. Like I got to look at I got to look at his cheat sheet now, because he's made the cheat sheets and the shortcuts off the X keys. So it's impressive.
So do you have a run of show that your director is using? I mean, written out that they're using to run the show?
That
Is
is
it all
one thing
here?
I have. It's kind of all here. I mean, we kind of put the inputs in order, like, because the show,
Yep.
we use a Google Doc, and it's the same kind of format each day. We start off with the pledge, and we do day in history, and we do national holiday, and then we're into school announcements, and then lunch, and then we kick it over to camera 2. So it's kind of, everybody knows the script kind of in their head, and then it's, we all share a Google Doc, and everyone writes their own part.
That's awesome. And so this starts before school. That means they've got to get there
No,
early. No,
no,
this
they
is
don't. They do not get here early. They
this
get here
first
at the
period.
same exact time as everyone. Yeah, it's
Okay.
first period, so it's the end of first period. So that's what's hard part about the middle school show. So we're the last 5 minutes of the first period. So if if the show goes too long, bell rings. People are, we just, we
So
went
the
too
show
long.
is
They're
going
gone.
live.
They're out in the hallways.
The
Yeah.
show is going live to the whole school or to the whole middle school.
Yep. The whole middle school. The
Whole middle school. Okay. And
Yeah.
how do you take it live? Are you going to YouTube or something like that?
So so we use a streaming service called Boxcast, which is
Oh,
actually
sure.
local
Okay.
around here. So
Really?
it's
Huh.
getting very popular. Yeah, it's a local run company around here. So I know
Okay.
and it's getting much bigger. And then, we take our link and I integrate it to YouTube. So anybody could watch the show. But yeah, the teachers get it off the website, but parents at home or grandma in Florida, they could easily just go onto YouTube and type in BMS Impact News, and they're in there.
How cool is that? I love it. And the show
It's
is what?
amazing.
You said about 5 minutes?
Yeah, the middle school show is tough because it's about 5 minutes, 5 and a little bit of change. Now the high school show, I get a little more flexibility because it's in the beginning of a period.
Tell us about the high school show.
So, the high school show is much more involved. So we started. So third period, I have the students, and we get all period of prep. So they get a solid high school period's a little longer. So I think we get about 45 minutes to prep. And then we get the 4 minute in between classes, but my students stay because after the end of the third period, obviously fourth period starts. And then once fourth period bell starts, we're going. Now, in between periods, we play like a slideshow with, we actually, since we do the district video club, which maybe we'll get into here in a little bit, we have the band playing in the background as a PowerPoint slideshow. We put in like the song of the day, the sports schedules, any field trip pictures that we may have received. We also do trivia. So we do like a trivia leaderboard, which I'll show you here when we put on my thing. But like we do live trivia. So the middle school does live trivia too. So the teachers call in. I mean, it's on that 30-second delay-ish, but it's still live. So they call in, and then we take the leader of each month, and that class gets donuts for the middle school. And then the high school, they get a pizza party at the end of the month. So, any way to involve, that's the key. You got to involve people outside the show. That's how you get people to watch. And that was like my first brilliant idea of like, okay, we're live. Why don't we use these phones? They call in, like, we'll take the third caller today, call extension 2504, call us when you have the answer. And the teachers and the students get really competitive because they want those donuts and pizza.
That's funny. That's really funny. Folks, if you're just joining us, this is Paul Ferguson from Sheffield Schools in Ohio, and he is the video production teacher for middle school and high school and describing what goes on in his day. One of the reasons why Paul's video doesn't look as good as we might otherwise expect is because he's actually coming to us from a laptop camera that was our 15th choice of how to get his video into this show. If you want to roll back the video, we talk a little bit about it more at the beginning of what we had to do to get in here. But it was a mountain, but it was not a mountain too far. I mean, it was not a bridge too far. We were able to pull it off. So Paul, you want to show us, flip over to the other PC and show us a little bit of what's going on over there?
Absolutely. So,
let's see, I can flip that one up here. And yeah.
Okay. So I'll waiting on you.
And folks, if you've got a quick eye, you can catch Paul down there on input number 56, camera 4, the side shot.
Okay. Is it on, Tom? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Do you have my? Okay. So we got you can see my camera 1 with the 2 chairs.
Your camera 1 with the 2 chairs. Yes.
Okay. I just wasn't sure. All right.
Yep.
All right. So we have.
You can go over to the other PC and operate from there if you want.
Yeah, I got it. So we have like I said, we have 3 cameras. So there's the first camera. And then that's just one of our virtual sets. I mean, I could click on here. So there's one. The one time we did, here, I'll hit cut here. So you can see the drone there with the high school. Is that showing up, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's we have a Mavic Pro 2, I think it's called. So we do that. So sometimes we put, this is where we do weather and sports. And we could there's your weather graphic. So it looks better on the other one because it's set up. This is the one we've been using. So there's your weather graphic coming on. And then you got your rundown. Oh, there's your confetti. Sorry about that. See, I gotta check my there we go, 5. So you can change your screens. We talk about maybe the Cavs over there, volleyball, anything basketball. There's kind of your rundown quickly.
So this is part of the set for the high schools or the middle school?
Yeah, this is the high school. Well, we actually use this for the middle school too. So we tried to change it up. Like there's a bunch, here, I'll show you we're going to do this one on Friday. There's the Super Bowl set. So you can do a little zoom in there.
No
There's the
way.
Superdome in the background. Yeah, so
gosh.
You can put the graphic there. So Friday we'll probably do a Super Bowl special. We might do like a trivia bonus. Say, hey, what's the total points going to be in the Super Bowl? Email your guess in. Closest teacher gets two bonus trivia points. And so it's just like I said, Tom. It's any way to get the kids involved in listening. So that would be that would be a special set. I like to change it up. Like you said, here's this one. You could go there. Here's the standard one we usually use. I actually take a picture. So like that, if there was a window there, that's our school parking lot. So that's what, that's what it would look like. So those are the 3 sets, and we do stingers. So if we were going to, let's say if we're on camera 1 and then we had, camera 2 in preview, there's your stinger. Boom. Okay. And we try to, I don't know if you can tell, but we do customize each month. So if you look at that spinner up there, that's not our standard logo. That is our Valentine's Day logo. So that's just the kid, like you said, the kids behind the scenes. And they are, they love making these graphics. And we try to do, like for the trivia, we do Black History Month. So here's this, Black History Month edition. We might have we could do a Black History Month trivia question. So we try to change it up each month. Obviously Halloween's easy. We do fun intros. We do Halloween intro. We do a Christmas intro. We try just keep it fresh. We don't want the show to go stale. So I could bring in a show that we did. So here's an example. I don't know if you can catch the audio. If I turn on the audio, Tom, can you hear that audio? I don't know if that would work or not.
I am hearing
There's
it.
the PowerPoint. I don't know.
Let's see if I can bring it into vMix.
Okay.
Give me a second here, because vMix has got the ability to capture.
Yeah, I can narrate there's your
audio.
PowerPoint that I was. Yeah, PowerPoint I was showing you about. There we go.
Yeah, we got it.
There it is. So the last 30 seconds of the PowerPoint, we usually put on like a song. We don't want to get copyright, so we keep it under 30 seconds. So this was the song. This was yesterday's show. And then here's your intro. So we just try to find clips from previous clips of the show. And then there's your behind the scenes.
Good morning, Brookside
And then
High School. I'm Emily. And
here is kind of the main desk show. Oh, you'll like our, we do the pledge. Watch our pledge.
And happy February. At this time, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
So we did a little drone shot.
I pledge allegiance.
And then,
to
the school says the
flag
pledge.
of the United States of America.
So there's that. We'll skip over. So then we do, Black History Month. We try to talk about some historical figure that had an impact on the Black History Month. So this is obviously Rosa Parks. And then we do a little Willie Mays, so we bring in a little video. So just to avoid the talking head, you know how that goes. We got a high school audience, so we got to keep the screen. We got to keep the screen flashing. And then, you do trivia like I showed you.
What is the name of...
That one really wasn't a black trivia. We did a McDonald's purple fast food.
Now let's send it over to Noah for today's weather.
And then we go to camera 2.
Thanks, guys. Today we
There's
have
Noah.
31 and a low of 22, but the sunshine.
There's the weather, and then so that we do for the high school, it's a little different. We do weather, and then we do national news. So I think he talks about Donald Trump here cutting educational funds, which we didn't like.
The U.S. Education Department. The department's main responsibilities include managing student debt.
So we do that, and then he sends it over to camera 3.
Basketball team played Buckeye last night and just came up short.
Then we talk about Brookside sports. We talk about the Cavs. The Cavs unfortunately lost to the Celtics last night. And then we bring it back. Oh, we talked about Myles Garrett too. That was huge news. So there's Myles Garrett. There's Myles Garrett's letter, which was devastating for us. And then we bring it back. I'm just skipping around here, but then we just bring it back to the end of the show. We tell everybody who won trivia.
We're here. We survived. As always, need an announcement aired. Email us at
And we talk about our social medias, how to contact us, typical ending show stuff.
And check out our flybys. Thanks for tuning
And then we
in.
do the zoom out, wave it, and then you hit the credits. And that's it. We do. That's all through Canva. And there it was.
How cool is that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if the audience was watching that, but there's your Super Bowl setup. Yeah. Here's your drone for the pledge. All that cool stuff.
Now, what kind of outside viewership, Paul, are you getting on that from?
You'd be surprised. It'd be decent amount of parents. Is that mine? Let me close that off. There we go. Okay. I would say mostly parents. Like, there's people obviously around the community that still watch it a little bit. I'd say mostly school. It's the school news. We might get board members from around the area that are involved there too. But that that's pretty much it. I mean, that's our show.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we have fun with it. We try, like I said, we try to change it up. You know, we always try to get new ideas. Like I told, we didn't have a hallway segment that time, but we do go out in the hallways, and we ask, you know, maybe it's Throwback Thursday, and we show, or maybe we play a song. Like one time, it was like, hey, what's Jenny's number? So they had to remember Jenny's number, you know, 8675309. You know, like just fun stuff like that.
So how long have you been doing this?
So this is 3.5 years in. So I'm a beginner. I haven't even scratched the surface, to be honest.
You're in your fourth
I'm
year.
getting there. Yeah, I'm only in year 4, but I love it. I mean, I have so much fun. Like the district video club, that's a whole nother challenge. If you wanted me to talk about that, I could explain my viewers what we do with the district video club as well.
Tell us about the district video club.
So we call it the DVC, and we like to live stream after school events. So we do sports, concerts, we do graduation, any award ceremony, maybe like there's like a senior scholarship ceremony. We do like NHS. We do,
All right, hold on.
the little preschool holiday programs.
Is this streamed?
This is live stream. This is all live. Tom, that's the only way I know how to do it. I can't do pre-recording and editing. All that takes too much time. It's all live. Everything's live.
Everything's live. So when you say that it's what kind of club is it? The video what club?
District Video Club.
District Video
Club.
Club.
Students. Yeah, this is students 7 through 12. So they're mostly my students. So like if you're in a video production class, you are pretty much in the club. You know,
You're in.
That's just the way it works. they don't have a choice. And just so I have enough workers, I do, you know, I make it a grade. They have to work 1 event per quarter. So usually if you're in a semester class, you just got to do 2 events, 1 per quarter. You get 50 points per event. But usually like the kids are like, oh, I don't want to do this. And, you know, I train them like in 7th grade or in my intro high school classes. I train them with the tripods and how to pan a camera, how to tilt it, how to do all that stuff. And then usually after the event, they're like, wow, Mr. Ferg, like that was fun. Like I want to do more. So they end up signing up for more, and they just I can't pay them. You know, we can't afford that, but they get community service hours. But like I hardly ever am short staffed. I usually always have a full crew.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So before you
got
came
instant
on
replay thanks
staff,
to you.
before you came on staff 3.5 years ago, was there an existing program, or did you have to create it from scratch?
No, there has been a pretty strong, you know, force in video production here. Actually,
Okay.
There was his name Mark Cecil ran it for years. So I don't know if you remember Mark, but I think you've talked to him and met him. So he's, you know, it all went back to the old school. So before this building was even built, they had a little bit of a mini studio, kind of like a self-built studio,
Okay.
that they put in. And then I think they fought hard. When they built this in 2014 to make this studio a thing. So I mean, I'm so fortunate to have this studio. So it's been going on for, I think the middle school show actually started in about 2003. So they've been doing shows for quite some time. I think the high school started around 2007. I'm not exactly sure when the district video club started, but I bet it was somewhere in between there. So it's had some longevity. COVID kind of shut it down.
Sure.
And then that's where I kind of came back, and then we kind of met you, and I said, you know, that was part of my interview. They're like, well, what would you change about District Video Club before we were to select you? I said, we got to go live. You got to stream. And this is just the future, and it was the way. So I got the advisor position, so I was an advisor for a year, and then Mr. Mark Cecil stepped down, and now I'm the director.
Oh, how cool! How cool is that? And it sounds like that you've taken advantage of your opportunity, and you've lifted this program that was already in great shape. It sounds like to the next level.
It was in great shape, and then COVID kind of took it down to ground zero. So during COVID, they technically were just recording, but it was only advisors. It was only adults. I think it was 4 adults kind of running the show. And then, you know, the COVID all the COVID restrictions were kind of getting things. So it was strong, and then kind of back down to ground zero. And then we kind of had to build it back up. So now it's thriving. I think we have over like 60 district video club members.
Awesome. So have you been able to follow any of your early students as they graduated from high school and went off to college or careers?
Absolutely. So one of my first stronger students, his name's Andrew Boffman, and he goes to Baldwin Wallace, which is just a school really up the road in Northeast Ohio, in Berea, and where the Browns practice and have their facilities. He is in the media production program, and he does play-by-play for almost every sport. He's either the color guy or play-by-play. It just depends what the rotation is. I hear him on the radios because Baldwin Wallace has a radio show. It's called 88.3 The Sting. So he does DJ, and so anytime I turn on the station and I hear him on the commercials and all the ads. So it's super exciting. I actually I did a Hall of Fame, and he's my one member in there so far. And now I have two current students. One's a senior, one's a sophomore, who are pursuing a career in media production too. So hopefully we'll get to see these guys on TV, on ESPN or Fox or anywhere, and that would be that would be awesome.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Isn't it great to see your kids go on and do good things with things that you were responsible for helping them learn? Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, when you get a kid like that, you don't have to push them too much. Like they eat it up. I mean, they want more. Like you got to find, you almost have to find challenges for them because the regular stuff isn't enough for them. So they keep me on my toes too.
If you're just joining us, Paul is with Sheffield Schools in Sheffield, Ohio, and he is the video production teacher for middle school and high school, bless his heart. And the reason why his video looks so amateurish today is because the current setup was our 15th choice. The other 14 choices didn't work out. And he's coming from a old broken down laptop that, what is it? The hinges are broken off the screen and only part of the screen works. And so we've got the camera in that and the audio through the array there at the laptop. And it's a long story.
It's pure amateur hour over here.
But Aziz was commenting in the chat. I think he must have just joined us a few minutes ago. He said, "Paul, what's wrong with your internet connection and mic?" I was like, well, what's right with it is a shorter list. Yep. But it's just, it was a good example. And if you didn't catch it at the very beginning, when we talked about what we had to do to get here, it was just an example of the fact that persistence just pays off. If something doesn't work, you go on to the next thing. If that doesn't work, you go on to the next thing. If that doesn't work, you go on to the next thing. And all along this process, I don't know, Paul, for you, but for me, Paul, did we lose your video? Oh,
nope,
no, there you are. There you are. He was just doing that high school pose.
I was looking at the chat.
But it's the kind of thing that the next idea kind of begets the next idea. And so if this doesn't work, that gave me a thought. Well, let's try this. Well, that didn't work, but it gave me a thought. Let's try this. So it's an encouragement to everybody out there, that especially folks that are just starting out. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. You will, guaranteed. But the trick is to keep trying, keep going. Eventually you'll get it. And today we just happened to squish all that into 2 hours of trying, 15 things before we found the one thing that kind of worked.
It was a struggle.
Yeah. So Kyle has been talking in the chat about his programs, and Kyle used to be known on this show as the plunderer, because whenever there was something free to be had, he seemed to win it somehow. And he won cameras and all sorts of other gear for his program. We built some really nice systems for his studio. It was good stuff. So you want to answer any of the questions in the chat?
Sure. What do we got? Looks like we got Paul. I don't know. Yeah, you already answered that one. What's wrong with your mic and internet connection?
Yeah.
Everything. I don't know. Let's see. Do we see any questions for me, Tom?
Well, let's see. The very last one is, Paul, do you record your program from Alade Video Services?
I do record. I just do record just as a backup. I just, with the stream and record button right on the X keys right there, I just double click it just in case, just in case the stream goes haywire, even though it usually doesn't, fingers crossed. Sometimes the kid forgets to hit that happened the other day. The kid forget to hit the stream button. The teachers were calling in like, where's the stream? I go, oh my God, we forgot to hit the button. So just funny mistakes like that, but it was always, we always hit record.
Yeah, when you forget to do that, you kind of feel like an idiot.
Yeah, you do all this hard prep and all this hard work, and you're just working the whole period, and then you forget to hit one simple button, and no video, no audio.
That's why we're all together on the Streaming Idiots show and group on Facebook. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, please do. We'd love to have you. And Alade Video Services is our friend Anderson from Barbados, where it's sunny today. Paul, what's the temperature up there?
Nice. Oh, let's see. I'll check my phone. It's 31 degrees and cloudy.
31 degrees and cloudy. Gee,
and I think there's an ice storm coming tonight, so we might get a snow day, but really an ice day.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's see. KDTS Sports is in Ohio. So they're giving you a shout out. Awesome.
Are your after school streams on the same YouTube address? We do. So I have 3 different channels. So the middle schools I probably should have. Now it's just too late. I probably should have kept them all on the same channel. But one is BMS Impact News, one is BHS Action News, and then we have Cardinal Community TV. So if I had to do it all over again, I'd probably do it Cardinal Community TV, and then put those shows in different little subfolders or something. But it is what it is.
Now, has the local community does the local government do any live streaming of their council meetings or things like that? I mean, is live streaming a good thing, or are you guys just sort of a tower in the wilderness?
We're kind of, I would say, a little bit of a tower in the wilderness. I know, I think there is some council meetings, but I'm not sure which one. It's either Sheffield Lake or Sheffield Village. I think they do live stream because Mark Cecil was a part of that council. So the old guy who was always on the video, I think he does some of that live streaming. But I don't think they don't live stream our board meetings. It's pretty much just us for at least the school and the community. But yeah, like when we live stream sports, they're some of them are replay. The live viewership maybe isn't so high, but when you look back at how many views in the next week or so, it could be in the 200, 300, 400 views. So it's not like it's not like nobody knows we're out there.
Now, when you're doing some of those sporting events, are y'all getting sponsors from the community to help out with that, or are you guys just doing it all by yourselves?
We do. So all our streams are free, and as long as I'm here, I plan to keep it that way.
Sure.
But yeah, the AmVets, the Lions Club, who am I missing? AmVets, Post 55. I think I'm missing a couple. But yeah, the local areas. I am working on more though. That is part of my plan.
Our local high school does a stream. In fact, I helped them set it up a long time ago. And one of their sponsors is a very popular Mexican restaurant. And when the team plays out of town, the restaurant live streams the game on their big screen TV. And so it's a real popular place to go in because there's the live stream. Of course, they're one of the sponsors, but they're also kind of opening up to the community to say, come on in. It's just like, going to the sports bar for the Super Bowl. You're around a bunch of people and you don't have to clean up when you leave.
Yeah, I just visited. Amherst, which is a school a couple towns over, and it was the old tech director used to be here, and now he went there, and now he takes care of the sports live streams. And he told me he had his little boxes set up at 3 different bars around Amherst, where he just once that screen pops up, he just takes control over the TV, and boom, they're watching the high school game. So
There you
I
go.
think that's very interested, and that is on my to-do list for sure.
It does help people in the community stay connected.
It does.
Because especially since COVID, I think we tend to be a little bit more disconnected than we ever were before. Between COVID
Completely
and
agree.
Amazon. Yeah. We're just not out shopping like we used to. We're spending money, but we're not out shopping like we used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, you have been a real prince, both before the show and during the show, to come on and share some of what's going on. It sounds really exciting. It sounds really upbeat. The kids are so fortunate to have you, and it sounds like you're fortunate to have some really good kids too. I mean, that goes both ways.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have the talent. You got to have the kids who want to do it, and I am very fortunate to have that type of kid or that type of student body.
Good. Well, hey, look, let's get you back on the show next fall when you get a new group in, and you've had them for I don't know, maybe a month, and
Okay.
talk about them, and maybe if you've got some of the kids that would like to come on too, and talk about their experience, that might be fun.
They would love that.
You have to get
I
their
got a couple
parents'
kids in
permission.
mind already for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At our local high
That's fine.
school, every parent signs a form at the beginning of the year granting the school rights to picture and video and live video. So they don't have to get permission slips to kind of go on shows. So it's nice. You just bring them in and put them on. It's already been pre-approved. Yeah.
I like that.
Good. All right. I want you to hang
Maybe
around for a
next time.
second.
Next time I'm on, hopefully we can get the PC and actually a decent camera
Yeah.
and a microphone.
We might even do a tech check more than 2 hours before the show. Yeah.
Man.
Golly. All right. I want you to hang around for a second, but I'm going to say goodbye to everybody else. Thank y'all for tuning in today, and we will be back next week with, I don't know that we could match this show, but we'll sure try. So see you guys. Have great weeks.
Hey. How'd we do? Still on? Bye.